What's up, guys? My name is Takeyah. I'm an orthodontic assistant, and in today's A Day in the Life, I will take you guys to work with me and also explain orthodontic bands. All right, let's go. So first thing this morning, I did stock this storage area that we have. From there, I stocked all of the chairs that we have here. We have a total of 5 here in the open, and we also have 2 other chairs that I did get stocked. One here, which is our private room, and then the second one is here. So coming back this way, I'm going to show you guys what our drawers look like. Today is a Friday, so we do not have patients scheduled for today, but I will still see any patients that call in and need to be seen for emergencies. If you've been following me for a while, you know that most of my A Day in the Lives are on these days because it just gives me the opportunity to teach and show you guys more. I also got these cabinets stocked. We keep gloves up here, and I just made sure to push out as many gloves as I can in this cabinet. Same over here, we keep gloves here also, and I pushed out as many as I can in these cabinets here. Move along this way, I also got all of our t-shirt drawers nice and stocked. So I fold and organize them in the way where they are easily accessible when the patients go to pick out the size, color, and style. So just make sure that's nice and organized. As you can see, I am masking up. I do have a patient in the waiting room that I'm getting ready to call back. They did call in so they can come in for an emergency. So I have set up everything for them. And now I'm just going to call them back so I can get them seen. So I just walked my patient out and am now typing in the patient's chart, what was done and discussed today. I normally would get this done right then and there with the patient, but I just quickly walked my patient out and decided to do the treatment notes after. I didn't end up having to do anything with this patient. I just had to go over some bonding care instructions because she was having irritability where the bracket was hitting her lip, and she thought she may have had a wire poking, but she did not. Now I'm going to clean the station where I worked. I always first spray everything with Cavicide. I'm now gloving up and am going to wipe everything with a Cavicide wipe. So as you can see with my setup, I already had a tray there with instruments. We keep that at every station. That is a basic adjustment tray, so we will have everything that we typically will use at an adjustment appointment. So when I did set up for this emergency, I did assume that I would need an instrument from that tray. However, I did not use anything. Even though I didn't use anything, I will just go ahead and discard the instruments and make sure they are ran, cleaned, and sterilized. Just because I removed the head cover and I did touch some items up there, like the mouth mirror and some things that I thought I was going to use. This is our sterilization room where we clean all of the instruments. Right now I'm just getting this set up so it can be cleaned. We do have a person who does sterilization in our office, so I'm just going to set that up for her. Now I'm going to get a new tray and place it back where I worked so it's set up for whoever comes here to work. These are our bands, orthodontic bands. As you can see, they're labeled upper first molar, left, upper right first molar, lower left first molar, lower right first molar. As you can see, we have many orthodontic bands because there are many sizes. We have different sizes because each tooth is not the same size. So we have a total of 1 through 32 in sizing for this molar here. I am going to take 32 out. This is our largest orthodontic band. As you can see, it's silver. It's shaped as a tooth. It does have a small little hook there, and it is labeled upper left 32, so you can know the sizing of it and which tooth it's supposed to be for. So right now I'm just rotating it around so you can see the details in the hooks. So now I'm just going to place this one back in its spot. That was 32. Right now I'm going to grab number 1 just so you can see the difference in sizing. This is 1, which is the smallest band for this molar. As you can see, when I rotate it around, it has a hook just like the other one. They all look the same for the molar, but they are labeled, as you can see here, upper left 1. And it's really important that they are labeled because you want them organized and sized. So when a person goes to size for bands, they are grabbing the right size and they know which size they're grabbing. So that's 1. It's a big jump from 32. I'm going to quickly grab a 16 here. This is usually the average size. This is the size that I like to start with just because it's an average. As you can see, it's labeled upper left 16. And I'm going to rotate this one around so you can see the size. This is usually the one you're going to go for when you start to size for a band. So here I'm just going to open up each drawer so you can see them all. With orthodontic bands, we typically will band the molars when we are going to have a patient wear an appliance, or simply if we can't keep our molar bracket on the molar teeth. Sometimes we will get bands on the premolars, which we call the bicuspids, which is this last drawer here. These are bands for the bicuspids. They are shaped for a bicuspid, and they do have a bracket like bicuspid on the outside of the band, as you can see here. So I just grabbed a random size here just so you can see the shape of it and the difference from the molars. With the bicuspids, they are slimmer and smaller, and they do have the little nudges on the upper and the lower. This one here is a 24. You won't see an abbreviation UL like upper left or LR for lower right on the bicuspids because the bicuspids are universal and you can use them for either upper or lower or left or right. They are all the same. So here's an example of where we will use orthodontic bands when a patient needs an appliance. So this here is an expander, and as you can see, it is attached to orthodontic bands. And these bands are typically sized and fitted in our office and then sent to the lab so they can attach it to the expander. This expander is different than most expanders that you may see. In my office, our expanders are just attached to the molar bands. I have worked for an office where the expanders were attached to not only the molar bands, but the bicuspid bands. So you may in fact have bands on the bicuspids, which are the bicuspid bands I showed you before, along with the molar bands. Just depending on who you work for and what they like, you'll find that they'll want bands for either the molars and the bicuspids or just the molars. Here is an example of molar brackets here on the 6 and the 7, the first and the second molars. These are molar brackets. Whenever we don't place an orthodontic band, we place the molar brackets. Usually you'll find in my office anyway that we're just going to go for the molar brackets because it's easier. When in doubt, if you can't keep the bracket up there, which rarely happens in our office, we will fit and place an orthodontic band. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something new. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out. Like this video, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.